Hi there, my name is James. I've been living in Asia, Southeast Asia, Asia for now 31 years, from Japan to China, to Indonesia, to Thailand, to Malaysia, to Cambodia, and some of the smaller places as well. So, the inconveniences of what it's like to live in Cambodia. Now, I have been living in Cambodia. Next year will be 10 years. So what are the good things? What are the bad things? Now, you don't want to see my ugly mutt over this, so I thought I'd give you a little motorbike ride on a trip to the supermarket. Are you ready? Let's go. The first inconvenience of living in Cambodia, Siem Reap, Cambodia, which is in the northwest of the country, very small country indeed. One side borders Thailand, the other side borders Vietnam. There's so many conveniences, but there are one or two little grudges and nudges. The first one here in Siem Reap is the brand new airport. It is miles away. Before, the old airport was about 20 minutes from the city centre and it wasn't very expensive to get to. Now, if you get a car to the airport now, it's going to cost you anywhere between $25 to, you could say, $35. Rather expensive, especially if you're backpacking through Southeast Asia. There are alternatives, but if you're new to the country, you can get a bus into the city centre from the airport. I think it costs you $8 or $9. It leaves every hour, but it's just that expensive compared to before. Why did they build the new airport? Well, it's the Belt and Road Initiative from China, but let's not go down there. For some people, it could be the weather. It can be incredibly hot, especially during the summertime. Now is the prime time to go. From November, December, January, and February is just the weather is fantastic. It may rain a little bit, but not heavily. When it comes to March and April, it's summertime, a bit of May as well. And then June, July, August, September, and October, it can rain. And when it rains, boy, does it rain. That's an inconvenience. The electricity, now if you're retiring here, it is rather expensive, but it is the same as, let's say, Thailand or Vietnam related to that. It's about 25 cents per unit. Now, if you, like me, have the air conditioning on 24/7 because it can get stiflingly hot and you don't want to sweat, then your electric bill can be over $100. Now, if you live in a house, it is cheaper because it can be 20 cents. So my electric bill for the month of September for October came in today, and it was about 95 American dollars. Now, that is 3 air conditioning units, and this is a 2-bedroom, 3-bathroom house. So if your apartment, it's a little bit more expensive because the apartment, it costs 25 cents per unit. So 2 air conditionings in average on that, running it is going to be near enough the same. But compared to, let's say, the electric in China, then that's dirt cheap, then that's an inconvenience and an extra addition onto your outgoings. Personally speaking, maybe because I lived here too long, I lived in Asia for too long, it's not because of what you could think in some ways. I know some people would think that. It's just that when I came here in the 1990s, in 1993, this is where it was. This is where the money is. And I just feel more at home here than I do in, let's say, the UK. keeping with electricity, what about power cuts? Yes, they do happen, and when the power cut comes, it can be 1 minute, it can be 10 minutes, it can be half an hour, it can be 1 hour, and on the worst case scenario, it may be 5 or 6 hours. But that's now once in a blue moon. It's very rare if it does. If you do rent, one of the ideas to look for is to make sure that apartment has a generator so you can still be cool, maybe a swimming pool as well, and that costs maybe like 300 plus for a 1-bedroom apartment. But it's a lot better than, I can say, 10 years ago, where there seemed to be like a power cut near enough every single week, and especially in the you could say high season, when there's more people here, then the electric would cut more often. But now it seems to be a lot better, like 1,000,000% better, and once in a blue moon. Once in a blue moon. And if you do live in the countryside, then again, see if it has a generator. If you are going to have your own property, you can buy a generator for installed for 1 air conditioning unit, 1 fridge, 1 TV, and it will cost you about $800. At least you're going to be cool while other people are going to be rather hot. Water is the next issue. If you rent an apartment, you may pay a flat fee, you may pay per killer unit, whatever it is. But you may live in the countryside like me. Do be aware, speak to your neighbours, make sure you do have government water, because it's a lot cleaner than you're going to get, you could say, from a housing development like I live in, and the water comes from the countryside. We recently had to buy a filter. It cost about 175 American dollars. That cleans all the water, not for drinking, but for cleaner water, so you don't have a red ring around your toilet bowl or where your sink is. And that water filter, it's worth its weight in gold. We've had one now for just over a week. You can feel the actual difference. These are the inconveniences that you have to add in a little extra if you want the peace and quiet in the countryside. So make sure your water comes from a government supply. To be really honest with you, there aren't many inconveniences. Visas are easy to get. Just go to the travel agent. Shopping, if you want English food like English sausages, you can go to the supermarket. There they are. The actual cost of living is actually a lot lower. So the bad things, if you do smoke, a box of cigarettes may cost you as cheap as American cigarettes, like $8. Gasoline is round about $1.20, which is pretty average around Asia. The electricity is okay, but it is more expensive than other countries. And there's more positives than negatives if you're open-minded and you just enjoy a relaxed, easygoing lifestyle, just taking your time. It can be perfect for retirement. People will hate me for saying this, better than Thailand in that way. It's okay. It's so convenient to live here, but there are some nicks and grudges. You could say them as anywhere else in the world, but they may be obviously different. Another inconvenience, if you are buying a car, if you are buying a motorbike, they are expensive. I bought an ADV 160, which cost like 4,900 American dollars. In the Philippines and in Thailand, this is about 3,100, 3,200 American dollars. The tax on new motorbikes is incredibly expensive. A car that I really want here is a Toyota Yaris Cross. and the cost here I think is 37,500. I think it's a lot cheaper. I think the same car in England is about £23,000. I don't know Europe, but I know in Asia it is a lot cheaper. And that's an inconvenience. The tax on motor vehicles, your motorbike and your car, is expensive. But the good news is it retains its value higher. So if you are going to sell your car after 4 or 5 years, you're not going to lose a lot of money out of it, because people do want a newish car and they don't want to pay so much for it. So a 5-year-old car that's got 100,000 kilometers on the clock, for example, you can actually sell it for a good price. But buying it new, woo, it can cost you an arm and a leg. If you can't ride a motorbike, there are the taxis and the tuk-tuks that you can get around in. But if you live in the city centre, a bicycle is fine, and you'll possibly save an arm and a leg for that. That's an inconvenience. The cost of the luxury items, like a nice broom broom car. Don't ask me how much a Lamborghini costs. They do exist here, not many of them, but it's a lot of money. So you can see, boys and girls and ladies and gentlemen, the convenience of living in Cambodia is actually fantastic. There's more conveniences than there are negatives. I can't think of many, and I've been living here for a long time. What I suggest with a lot of people is go here for a holiday, spend 1 or 2 months here, 1 month in the summertime, like in the rainy season, and 1 time in the high season, and see what it's like. Live here in a hotel or in some kind of place where you can rent month by month, and just experience it for yourself, especially if you've never been to Asia and you watch these videos about retiring in Indonesia, in Vietnam, Cambodia and Thailand. Check it out first before you do that big move, because it could be the biggest mistake of your life, or it could be the best thing which has ever happened to you. Thank you so much. Please do like, subscribe, share, and if you want to donate to the channel, if there's anyone still here at the end, the links are in the description below. God bless to all. Thank you very much. Bye bye.